If you're over 60 and doing any of these 7 things when you wake up, you could be accelerating your aging process by up to 15 years, according to researchers at Stanford University School of Medicine. What makes this discovery so alarming is that 6 out of 10 seniors are unknowingly performing at least 4 of these habits every single morning, believing they're actually helping their health. A comprehensive study tracking 2,340 adults aged 60 to 82 over 8 years revealed something that shocked even veteran gerontologists. The participants who eliminated these specific morning behaviors showed a 64% lower rate of biological aging compared to those who continued them, and the changes became measurable in just 21 days. This isn't about genetics or expensive treatments. The research demonstrated that your morning routine has more impact on how fast you age than almost any other factor in your daily life. Dr. Rebecca Chen from the National Institute on Aging explained that the first 90 minutes after waking creates what she calls the metabolic set point for your entire day, essentially programming your cells to either repair and regenerate or to accelerate their decline. The 7 habits we're about to reveal aren't the obvious ones that health websites constantly repeat. In fact, 3 of them are things that most doctors have been recommending for decades, yet new research proves they're actually harmful for people over 60. The study participants who made these specific changes reported improvements that went far beyond just feeling younger. Within the first month, they experienced sharper mental clarity, with cognitive testing showing a 31% improvement in memory recall. Their energy levels increased so dramatically that 78% reduced or eliminated their afternoon fatigue completely. Even more remarkable, their biological age markers, which include things like telomere length, inflammatory markers, and cellular senescence, showed reversals that researchers initially thought were measurement errors. Before we dive into these 7 habits, we want to hear from you right now in the comments. Tell us your age and what your typical morning routine looks like. We read every single comment and often feature the most interesting responses in future videos, so take a moment to share below. Now let's reveal these 7 aging accelerators, starting with number 7 and building up to the most damaging habit that 83% of seniors do within minutes of opening their eyes. The 7th habit that's aging you faster is checking your phone or turning on the television immediately after waking. This might seem harmless or even like a reasonable way to stay informed, but research from the University of California, San Francisco found that exposing your brain to bright blue light and stimulating information within the first 30 minutes of waking triggers a cortisol spike that's 340% higher than your body's natural morning cortisol release. For people over 60, this matters immensely because your cortisol regulation system becomes more sensitive with age, and excessive morning cortisol directly accelerates cellular aging through a process called oxidative stress. The study showed that participants who delayed all screen exposure for at least 45 minutes after waking had significantly lower inflammation levels and showed markedly slower biological aging over the 8-year study period. Your brain is in a unique state when you first wake up, transitioning from delta wave sleep activity to alpha wave consciousness, and this transition period is crucial for setting your autonomic nervous system's tone for the entire day. When you immediately flood this delicate transition with artificial light and information, you're essentially forcing your nervous system into high alert mode before it's ready, which creates a stress response that lingers for hours. The alternative is surprisingly simple and requires no special equipment or supplements. Instead of reaching for your phone, spend the first 30 to 45 minutes of your morning in natural light if possible, or in soft indoor lighting while doing gentle activities like stretching, light movement, or simply sitting quietly. Participants who made this single change reported feeling more mentally clear throughout the day and sleeping significantly better at night, which creates a positive cycle since quality sleep is one of the most powerful anti-aging factors available. The 6th habit accelerating your aging is drinking coffee or caffeine before eating any food. This practice has become so normalized in our culture that most people never question it, but research from the Journal of Clinical Endocrinology revealed that consuming caffeine on an empty stomach after age 60 triggers a series of metabolic responses that directly promote aging. When you drink coffee before eating, it causes your blood sugar to spike more dramatically when you do eventually eat, and it interferes with your body's ability to absorb critical minerals like calcium, magnesium, and iron. For seniors, this mineral depletion is particularly damaging because these nutrients are essential for bone density, muscle function, and cellular repair processes that naturally decline with age. The study followed 445 participants over 64 years and found that those who had caffeine only after consuming protein and fat showed 41% better insulin sensitivity and significantly healthier aging markers compared to those who had morning coffee on an empty stomach. The mechanism behind this is fascinating because caffeine stimulates cortisol production, and when combined with an empty stomach, it creates what researchers call a catabolic cascade, where your body starts breaking down muscle tissue for energy instead of preserving it. After 60, maintaining muscle mass becomes critical for longevity since muscle loss is one of the primary drivers of frailty and accelerated aging. The solution isn't to eliminate coffee entirely, but to restructure when you consume it. Have at least 20 grams of protein with healthy fats like eggs with avocado or Greek yogurt with nuts before your first cup of coffee. Participants who made this adjustment maintained 27% more muscle mass over the study period and showed dramatically improved metabolic markers. The timing makes all the difference because the protein and fat create a buffer that stabilizes your blood sugar response and ensures your body has the building blocks it needs for cellular repair rather than being forced into a breakdown state. The fifth aging accelerator that catches most people by surprise is taking a hot shower or bath first thing in the morning. While this feels invigorating and seems like a healthy way to start the day, research from the European Society of Cardiology found that hot water exposure immediately after waking creates a cardiovascular stress response that's particularly problematic for people over 60. Your blood pressure naturally rises in the morning as part of your circadian rhythm, and adding the vasodilation from hot water on top of this creates what's called morning blood pressure surge, which over time contributes to arterial stiffness and accelerated cardiovascular aging. The study tracked 612 participants aged 62 to 77 and discovered that those who showered with warm rather than hot water, or who delayed their shower for at least 90 minutes after waking, showed 38% less arterial aging over 5 years. The temperature difference doesn't have to be dramatic. Instead of hot water that creates steam and leaves your skin red, use comfortably warm water that doesn't cause visible flushing. Even better, end your shower with 30 seconds of cooler water, which participants found became easier after just 1 week and provided the added benefit of activating brown fat tissue that burns calories and reduces inflammation. The research showed that this simple temperature adjustment improved participants' vascular health so significantly that their biological age measurements for cardiovascular function were on average 6.2 years younger than those who continued hot morning showers. The fourth habit aging you faster is eating a high carbohydrate breakfast. For decades, conventional wisdom suggested that breakfast should include items like toast, cereal, oatmeal, or fruit. But groundbreaking research from the Weizmann Institute of Science revealed that high carbohydrate morning meals create blood sugar and insulin patterns that accelerate aging in people over 60 through multiple mechanisms. The study used continuous glucose monitors on 892 participants and found that those who started their day with primarily carbohydrates experienced blood sugar spikes averaging 180 milligrams per deciliter, followed by crashes that triggered intense hunger and overeating later in the day. This roller coaster pattern doesn't just affect your energy levels, it activates inflammatory pathways and advanced glycation end products, which are compounds that literally make your tissues stiffer and less functional, showing up as wrinkles in your skin, stiffness in your joints, and reduced elasticity in your blood vessels. The participants who switched to protein and fat-focused breakfasts with minimal carbohydrates showed a 52% reduction in these aging compounds within just 60 days. The ideal morning meal for someone over 60 should contain 30 to 40 grams of protein from sources like eggs, fish, or quality protein powder, combined with healthy fats from avocado, nuts, or olive oil, And if you include carbohydrates at all, they should come from fiber. Rich vegetables rather than grains or fruit. This combination keeps insulin levels stable, preserves muscle mass, and provides sustained energy without the inflammatory spike that carbohydrate-heavy breakfasts create.